want to. School में, क्योंकि अभी हम स्कूल पे आएंगे, क्योंकि ये कल्चर अगर चेंज करना है, आई थिंक द फर्स्ट एंड द बिगेस्ट स्टेप आना चाहिए स्कूल में. What were some of your teachers? Were they विराट खेल, या फिर कुछ ऐसे भी थे कि विराट, why are you missing classes? Early days before you were playing a lot of competitive stuff.
I was in a school called Vishal Bharti, which was in West Delhi, because that's where I grew up. तो पश्चिम विहार एरिया है, वहाँ पे स्कूल was there. तो मैं 8th स्टैंडर्ड तक मैं वहाँ पे पढ़ा और क्रिकेट में खेलता रहता था. वहाँ से बहुत छुट्टियाँ भी मुझे लेनी पड़ती थी क्योंकि मैचेस होते थे. So the teachers were very cooperative. मुझे कभी भी ऐसा स्कूल में फील नहीं हुआ, at least at the time that I was growing up, कि यार बहुत ज़्यादा ना academically बहुत competitive है, बहुत ज़्यादा stress है. At least in my own experience. वहाँ से फिर we moved to a school called Xavier Convent, क्योंकि हमारी वो भी वेस्ट दिल्ली में ही था, similar area, because हमारी cricket academy उस स्कूल में चलती थी. तो the school proposed to our coach कि you know, why don't you get these kids into our school? We'll make a school team. We'll make a strong school team as well. So said it's a great idea. So we all joined, and then we made a school team. Then we started playing school tournaments as well. Academy की अलग होती थी cricket, school की अलग होती थी. You know, your Salvan boys and your Gyan Bhartis and Modern Barakhamba and all these teams were very strong. तो हमें वो tournaments खेलने को मिलते नहीं थे. तो फिर हमने अपनी टीम बनाई, उससे खेलना शुरू किया. तो वहाँ पे actually मेरे साथ एक बार एक्चुअली बहुत कमाल का एक इंसिडेंट. हमारी वाइस प्रिंसिपल मैम थी एंड शी यूज्ड टू टीच इंग्लिश एंड शी वाज वाइस प्रिंसिपल एंड सपोजिटली शी वाज अ वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट टीचर. एंड सो उनका मैंने जो क्लास मिस करके मैं बाहर वॉलीबॉल खेल रहा था और सामने क्लास से, बिकॉज द स्कूल वाज, द क्लासेस वर ऑन द ग्राउंड फ्लोर एंड शी कुड सी एंड द होल क्लास कुड सी एंड आई वाज प्लेइंग विद सीनियर्स इन द स्कूल. आई वाज प्लेइंग वॉलीबॉल विद देम एंड आई टोटली फॉरगॉट कि हमारा वो फिजिकल का पीरियड खत्म हो गया और ये शुरू हो गया और मैं खेल रहा हूँ. एंड शी डिडंट से एनीथिंग टू मी. शी केम टू मी, शी इज लाइक, आर यू रियली इंटरेस्टेड इन स्टडीइंग? आई सेड, मैम, इफ यू आस्क मी वेरी ऑनेस्टली, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग दिस टू पास माय व्हाटएवर ग्रेड आई एम इन. शी सेड, where's your interest? I said, I love cricket. It's everything for me. She said, then follow that completely.
Wow. Which standard is this? What class?
I was in 11th.
Okay.
I had just finished the 10th boards and we had just gone into the 11th standard. And this is when the conversation happened. I was like, it was such a nice thing for me to hear that I wasn't being pressurized, you know. Sport की तरफ preference होनी चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से. तो जिनकी academics की तरफ preference है, बहुत से ऐसे बच्चे हैं जिनको sport पसंद ही नहीं होता, you know. तो they are doing their work. But there are some who feel forced. तो उनके लिए कोई space ऐसी होनी चाहिए जहाँ पे they can also feel like we also are a part of the same institution, but we also have our own space, our own place to grow, our own interests are being taken care of.
Basically, इसका सार, it's simply put, like you said, right? मेरा interest है sport. So that means it's a subject, right?
Yes.
So अगर science subject है, math subject है, हिंदी subject है, English subject है, तो sport is a subject.
100%.
So do you think एक चीज, so let there be sport? I mean, just the campaign sounds so good, right?
Yeah.
For sports aficionados. Sport is not एक हफ्ते का एक PE period.
No.
It's not extracurricular, right? What is it? If you were sitting and addressing maybe the school communities, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, don't make them just play sport. Teach them. Because when I was growing up, I had no idea about rules and regulations of majority of the sports around me. Now, when we play cricket, you understand the way the situation of the game is going. So as a fielder, when you're standing in the field, what distance should you be from the batter to make a difference here? Do you have to be 5 steps back, or do you attack 5 steps more? Because you can sense that he's trying to do this particular thing, the ball might land up here and you need to be physically fit enough to be in that place to eventually make a difference.
Yeah.
This is all learning. This is not happening by chance. It's not only fun and games. So what the important thing is to teach them the small details of what it means to play a sport. Playing a sport means you're totally aware in every moment. You're totally present with what's going on. It's not just ha ha, he and kara. And you have to be present. You have to do that thing with absolute commitment, with fine details. Usse aapko that same intent can be applied anywhere in life. Because once you're involved in that moment, you will give your best output, whether it's for sport, whether it's for work, anything. It helps you in your attention span and to be able to focus so much it's so underrated and people don't actually realize this about sport a lot of the times. That's why the people who end up playing sport at a higher level, आप किसी से भी पूछोगे, they are absolutely precisely focused and present in the most stressful moments. वो तो आप कहीं भी अप्लाई कर सकते हो लाइफ में. तो ये चीज सिखाई नहीं जाती है. स्पोर्ट को देखा जाता है सिर्फ मस्ती मजाक के लिए स्कूलों में. लेकिन आप अगर स्पोर्ट खिला रहे हो, अगर आप बास्केटबॉल खिला रहे हो, आप वॉलीबॉल खिला रहे हो, आप, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कबड्डी खो खो कुछ भी खिला रहे हो,
कुछ भी,
आप समझाओ उनको कि यार एंगल समझना क्या होता है, एक एंटिसिपेशन क्या होती है चीज. यू नो, आप खो खो खेल रहे हो तो वो कहाँ किस तरफ टर्न लेगा, कौन सा बंदा अभी. सो यू स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग अकॉर्डिंगली. आपकी सेंसेस इतनी ज्यादा डेवलप हो जाती हैं that you start becoming intuitive. I'm not kidding. I mean, through playing sport, I've become so intuitive because once you start perceiving the situation कि यार ये कैसा होगा, where would the situation lead to, and you always have that, you know, little bit of insight कि अपनी gut feel से आपको कई चीजें feel होती हैं कि ऐसा करना चाहिए. And once you follow it and it happens, then you start trusting it in every situation, whether it's with people, whether it's with sport, whether anything, whether you're driving, you always get कुछ तो होता है कि oh, you know, I need to be careful here. So, अपने आप ही आप थोड़ा. So all these things, my senses started developing way more after I started understanding how sport is played because मेरा उधर passion था.
Passion.
It was something that I absolutely loved doing. So I learned it very differently. For me, it was not fun and games.
You tell me about leadership, Virat, and I mean, leadership is, that's why I just love doing these interviews, right? You just get to know so much more. Leadership एक अंदर knack होता है, but then you also see someone, you sometimes look up to someone. आपके लिए, what was leadership? You know, what you learned from sport, maybe anything?